What's up, everybody? YuGiOh 101 video, and I have a question from a viewer. As you can see right here, like, his name is Dopey Raz, and he had asked a question: can you explain your opinion on custom-made decks versus pre-built structure decks? Let me set this camera back up here. So, Dopey Raz want to know my opinions on custom-made decks versus pre-made structure decks. I kind of wish you were being more specific with your question, because so like when you say uh, custom made decks, I don't know, so like I'm not sure if you mean like net decks or just the pre-built structure decks that gets improved on. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really sure what you mean by that. So I think you mean like net decks or things like that or whatever. So that's basically, what I'm saying, like how I'm gonna answer this question. But of course, feel free to leave me a comment just letting me know, what I'm saying, like what you meant, and I will, have like an annotation in the video to correct myself or whatever. But to answer your question, first off, the pre-built structure decks, I believe that you're talking about these type of builds right here. That comes with like the, something like the little mat and things of this nature. As you can see right here, this is from Zombie Madness, and they have a list of all the cards that come inside it. And when you look inside these things, it has the original strategy for this build, and on the back they have certain cards you can use to help add to the structure of the build, in order to, like make it more powerful or what have you. Now, custom made decks, I feel they're more consistent. They cost more money, obviously, because you have to invest more money into them in order to get more out of them. But that's pretty much my opinion on them, since that's all you were asking. Pre-built structure decks are just the standard way to play that build. You know, like, so like these are the ace monsters. So um, like here's the boss monster. This is how you use it, and this is what you do. So you have to act accordingly whenever you're being put in like a situation like this, or what have you. And the custom-made decks, again, they're more consistent than what you would get with a standard build, such as this. So that's pretty much my opinions on them. Like, I wasn't really sure how I was going to answer this question, simply because, he wasn't being as specific as I would have liked him to be. But hey, there's your answer. You wanted to know what my opinions are on custom-made builds versus the pre-built structure decks. The pre-built structure decks are just the standard way to play that build, and the custom-made builds improve on these decks in order to make them more consistent. Of course, like I said, you're going to have to hash out more money for them in order for you to get the consistency that you need out of them. They're more powerful, and they pretty much, respond better. But since we're talking about net decks, I believe that's what we're thinking about. Honestly, like, I think net decks suck, because so like just the way that I think in Yu-Gi-Oh is that when you see the same thing over and over again, so like just like anything in life, it's that repetition that gets boring, and it just loses that shock value over time, to the point where you don't even want to see it again. And you're seeing that right now in the game You know what I'm saying, with the dragon rulers. You know, like you see so many of them. Matter of fact, let me show you this picture. Hold on, wait, let me pull it up first. Now this is a picture of the decks that were played at this year's World Championship in Yu-Gi-Oh. Now I want you to take a good look at the builds. Let me let this camera focus. I don't know if I'm going to zoom out some, but I want you to take a good look. Okay, in the main World Championship final standings, on like day one, look at how many dragon rulers they have. Like, this had to be by far one of the most boring World Championship series ever. And then in the other Dragon Duel World Championships, ironically they called it Dragon, there's dragon rulers again. Like 95% of the builds in this thing were dragon rulers. I would have hated to be in attendance at that World Championship series, because that would have been just boring. I'm watching the same thing over and over again, and you can even tell from my fan day vids that, you know, this is something that I really just, you know, just as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, it's not something that I support, because the original intention of what I believe it was used for has really turned into people just mimicking the same thing over and over again, and it just becomes repetitive. And again, like I've mentioned in other videos, that when I play Fan Day, people get mad at me when I don't want to go up against these builds, simply because I'm tired of seeing them. Like I said, this was at the World Championship series, and if I'm not mistaken, you have to pay money in order to gain access, you know what I'm saying, like, to these World Championship events, if I'm not mistaken. But like, if you do have to pay money for that, I'm going there because I want to see some exciting duels. I want to see something new, something fresh. I want to see some creative ideas. Obviously, I'm not getting that with the World Championship series, so all of this is whatever. But yeah, man, so I'm going to end this video here. I mean, if that's what you wanted to know about my opinions between structure decks and, you know, the custom build builds that are out there, and that's pretty much my answer for you. The pre-built structure decks are just a standard way to play the build, and the custom made builds are basically an improvement to add more power and to get more consistency out of them. But yeah, so there you go, man. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me in this discussion section on my channel. Wait till this damn camera. There we go. Focus on it. There you go. There you go. Focus on me. You can click on the discussion tab and you can leave a comment. I'm going to be checking these at least like once a week. So if you guys have any questions there, you can leave one, and I'll do like a video response to it or whatever. And up here, you can either go to my this thing right here. Come on. There we go. You can either like my Facebook fan page, and you can ask me a question there, or you can follow me on Twitter and you can ask me a question on there, and I'll be sure to collect those, and I'll do a video on each of them. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.